Hey guys, Dylan from the Geek Duo here, and today I'll be bringing you my reaction to My Hero Academia Season 6 episode. It's episode 15. Episode 128 in total, titled Tartarus. Under All For One's control, Shigaraki attacks Tartarus with the Nomus to free All For One's body, freeing many other prisoners in the process. Now, this is yet another element that Horikoshi has taken from Greek mythology in the creation of this story. Like Gigantomachia being basically named Giant's War, the Titanomachy being effectively All For One versus All Might and everything, Tartarus being basically the supermax of supermaxes for Greek mythology. It's basically the level under the underworld where all the monsters and immortals go when they're either killed or imprisoned. And yeah, so there is another element that's also in this that I will possibly explain again when we get to it. Hopefully it's actually shown in the episode, but yeah. Anyway, so you know how I've been saying for this whole season that Crunchyroll has the entire thing locked behind a paywall, and that I'm not going to get a Crunchyroll um, subscription just for this one show because I had other means to watch it. Yeah, well, now it's not just My Hero Academia that has a Crunchyroll exclusivity thing that I want to watch. So I'm now watching this on Crunchyroll. So I'm back to watching the sub, which means you guys can more accurately follow along. And so we'll get this started in 3, 2, 1, go. Including a few that we've seen. What I want to know is, and this is something that's not been explained, how does his consciousness Wi-Fi thing work? Because they said when he was in prison that if he even thought about activating a quirk, that the guns would automatically fire on him, killing him. So, how does his shared consciousness work if it's not a quirk? What is this, 24? They just straight got Gatling guns. Or miniguns, I guess. I don't think that was in the manga. Okay, so they did Briareos and Gigas. They're actually the guards. Well, some of the guards for Tartarus. They were the Hecatonchites or Hecatonkere. Basically, beings with 100 arms, 100 hands. The brother race of Cyclopses. Oh yeah, fun fact. That guy who was doing the eternal monologue, he just sat down. He's actually the father of Meatball Kid. You know, the guy that turned Bakugo in that. He actually chose to send his kid to Shiketsu because their uniform is similar to the one he wears at Tartarus. Yeah, I don't think you're going to be capturing anyone. attack from inside and outside at the same time. Technically not a god. Calling Tartarus a god is worse than calling a titan a god. Like, it's just fundamentally wrong. He's a primordial being, married to the personification of the earth. Now that's a familiar silhouette. Hmm. Muscular, moonfish, all for one, overhaul, stain, all of them in the same place. I don't know if that piece of information was given. Huh. One of the prisons didn't have any, or at least didn't have a lot of escapees. 2 days later. So this is like 3 days after the Battle of Jakku. His first thought was his friends, then his teacher. I'm pretty sure you're retired for good this time. Even though they technically failed, it would have been a hell of a lot worse if they did nothing. Alright, these two lost another childhood friend. Because of something related to Awful One. Well, I don't think Shirakumo was related to Awful One, but he did get turned into Kurogiri, so... Much like how Hood was a dark reflection of Endeavor after he had changed, Todoroki has a dark reflection as well. Are they going to show that? No. Okay. I just remembered something that happens in this little intro. I was wondering if they were going to show it this episode or not. And obviously, the answer is no. So, this is the main external setup for the next arc. All the prison breaks and all that. That is the external setup. We still have the internal, which basically means the protagonist setup to lead into the next arc to go through. Also, there's the fact that this upcoming preview is probably going to be fairly spoilery, depending on the order they decide to show things. Because they could take it in one direction, which would make sense, or they could show what I'm pretty sure was the next chronological. Okay, cool. So it's not spoilery that. Okay. Well, that leaves. So. Anyway, so that basically. Not everyone that we saw in this episode makes an appearance in the next arc. So the people that we saw in the prison on the screens, we saw All For One, Muscular, Stain, and Moonfish. We then also had the multicolored haired woman and Overhaul. I'm pretty sure I'm missing one as well. So I'm just skipping forward a little. No. So those were the ones that we're all focused on. However, they also said that this was only for the worst of the worst. And that means that of the 6 prisons that had escapees, there are also criminals and villains who are now out in the open from them as well. And one that had little to no escapees. So it's interesting to know what comes out of all of this. Like, these people won't be seen for at least the next 2 episodes based on what's publicly out already. I'd reckon 3, maybe 4. Based on the fact that we're in the next episode is 16 out of what is it normally 25, 26 episodes. We've got there's no way they're getting through the next arc, which is then why put so much focus on it in the opening and closing if there's not enough time to get through this? Or am I just misremembering how... No, 307 to 328. So we got 21 chapters. Really 22 inclusive. But this also isn't starting where this one does. Because this is still technically the war arc. So I am confused. Because there's a big part of this story. Well, this interim bit that I don't know whether he's going to be in these next 2 episodes. Because we've got what it said, the Hellish Todoroki Family Part 2. That's going to probably be it's getting into, well, the family coming together after everything that happened with Toya and everything. Then, but the majority of the preview was Hawks and Vestinus, which is from a different mini arc, I guess. So it shows that, then it goes Hellish Todoroki, and then it goes into a different part, the part that I'm alluding to without actually saying. Then it goes into what is heavily implied to be the focus of the episode after Hellish Todoroki Family Part 2, based on the thumbnail. So, whether the bit I'm alluding to and the bit that is implied by the thumbnail are in the same episode, or if they've moved that bit up and then they're pushing... Nah, because chronologically that wouldn't work, but then again they've done things out of order before. And then it's after that it goes into the next arc. Yeah, so I guess we'll just have to keep watching to find out. I don't know why I'm trying to speculate on the structure of future episodes. Probably because there's not really anything else to talk about from this episode. Like, I spoke about the Tartarus, I spoke about the Hecatonkare, I was talking about Meatball's dad, all the villains that were shown escaping and everything. Then we just had the aftermath from the hero's side of everyone in the hospital. So it's not really much to talk about. So I guess with that being said, I'm to stop myself from rambling more. I'll catch you in the next one.